This episode is brought to you by Indie Insights. Indie Insights is our bi-weekly newsletter and love note to the film industry, movies, and the creatives that make them, not to mention you, our esteemed listeners. Inside, you'll find curated industry trends, articles, exclusive commentary, and underappreciated films from filmmakers like you worldwide. And the best part is that it is completely free. So join today at www.bonsai.film. It takes just a few seconds, and once you sign up, you'll get the very next newsletter on Friday morning. It's that simple. Go to www.bonsai.film to get Indie Insights, our bi-weekly newsletter, and join a network of film creatives just like yourself. And don't worry, we'll never sell your information or spam you with a bunch of nonsense emails, just the bi-weekly film industry goodness you need. And if you ever tire of Indie Insights, simply unsubscribe. No gimmicks, no games. So go to www.bonsai.film to get Indie Insights for free. This is Mistakes in the Making.
Hello, I'm Logen Christopher, and I'm here to talk about mistakes. I have made many mistakes in the process of this whole filmmaking creative adventure. I think if you're not making mistakes, you are doing it wrong. I honestly think I try to make mistakes. We have a thing all the time. I'm not sure about language on this, so you guys can play with that. But we have a thing that every time we have a shot lined up, we'll have this beautiful thing. It's exactly how we storyboarded it. And then we'll be like, cool, perfect. Let's fuck it up. So just try to find a way that just make it a little less nice, a little more toward the story, a little more real. And through my life, I've had a lot of post fixes. So I feel like I've gotten really good at executing what I need in a time frame. So it's almost become more important to make those mistakes almost intentionally. Just give yourself the freedom to go with like an immediate idea or something that you know may not work, but something that you are interested in or feels good or the talent feels good, because I think that's what makes a scene real. There's lots of stories about, the set of Pretty Woman and how they were making what they thought was a drama, and they just kept trying to do the funny, weird thing and trying to do something strange. And it made something really unique out of that movie that was not intended. So I always try to do that. And I always try to give space for people in my crew to do that. And that's an everyday thing for us. And I feel like you're going to have a lot of stories on this particular podcast about, specific, I lost a hard drive, or I, didn't get this shot list element, so that's why I prepare so well. Like a lot of stuff like that. But I think something that I'm truly discovering and trying to fix that has been now a really good benefit to my career is creative isolation and the danger that can be. I never had the value of like a mentor or someone in the industry I could look to. I was always finding my way, whatever it could be. I started, getting yelled at by gaffers when I was 15, just finding my way onto sets and doing whatever I could do. And it made me say yes to a lot of things that I definitely was not qualified for. But that aged me pretty quick and put me through the ringer on a lot of things to really make me, in my opinion, quite capable. But it also made me a little cocky in certain areas when I was younger. And part of that too is also, I think, as creatives, it's not unique to be a little socially anxious, which is something that I think I've only now started to feel like I am in the room, that I belong here. I deserve to be here. Everybody's got that imposter syndrome, or a lot of people do. And that's definitely been a shape of my career. But I think something that, I'm 31 now, I'm starting to appreciate the fact that I got better at delegating. I got better at perceiving what other people needed to attribute to something to make it amazing. But I, at some point, stopped relying on other people, stopped reaching out as much, just for a little, let's get coffee and just talk. Other creatives, a good friend of mine, Kyler Wilson, who's another director here in town, he and I went and played golf the other day, and we didn't talk about working out. And little things like that, we were like, oh, we're very proud of us. That's awesome. But I tried to separate my job and my life and really just put everything on my shoulders and on my crew here at Stormlight. And I didn't realize I was definitely doing that a lot more from 2018 to 2020. Partly it was just I was so busy that it was hard to make room and hard to step into other people's projects or make myself available or Stormlight available just to help and be a part of the community, which was something that I have vocalized and always wanted to be a pillar of what I'm trying to do with my career is really help influence the community in Nashville and the Southeast and just in indie film in general. And I kind of stopped reaching out to other creatives. I was like, you're doing your thing over there. I'm doing my thing over here. And that, I grew a lot in that time period. And then COVID hit and it started being impossible to get, just coffees or catch up. And then everybody got bogged down. And I spent the time just trying to keep my business alive, as many people did. And coming out of COVID in the last year, we're not out of it, but out of, the worst part economically, I really started to realize that the value in filmmaking is the perspective and experience of other people. And when you surround yourself by other creatives, you stop really focusing on what they're doing and you start cheering for what they're doing. You stop comparing yourself because you realize that you and them are different souls chasing different visions, and it makes it really easy to champion other people when you surround yourselves with them. And so now, to me, as I'm coming out, that's definitely become something, especially when the business got a little hard, that I realized that, I didn't have as much of a safety net emotionally or in the network of the city that I used to have. It had kind of dried up a little bit. And I've talked to other creatives that also experienced the same thing or similar things, that we kind of isolated ourselves, which I think is terrible. I think it's sad. And so I've tried to make a lot of efforts in the past few months and seen really the benefit of that, of reaching out, being a part of other people's networks, no matter how, big or wild, whatever you're doing is. And I hope that, getting everything that I ever want out of my career will be a thing that continues. So I would say that my biggest mistake that I've made, among many, 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 has been going it alone more often than I should. And hopefully, if anything, that might make somebody think about that or value their community just a little bit more, as I'm learning to appreciate and value mine. You can find a lot about us on stormlightpictures.com or my site, logenchristopher.com, as well as Instagram, TikTok, Stormlight Pictures, and Logan CTV, Logan with an E, pretty much on everything. So check it out and hit me up. And with that, I also am leaving the door open for other creatives in Nashville to reach out and in turn, let's connect, let's meet. And I think that is my piece on this. I appreciate you all having me on.
You've been listening to Mistakes in the Making. If you have your own mistake that you've made while in the film industry and you want to let others know so they don't make the same mistake, reach out to us at contact@bonsai.film and we'll take it from there. You can also reach out to us on social media at _Bonsai Creative on Instagram and Twitter, and you can search for us on YouTube and Facebook by searching for Bonsai Creative. You can also visit our website where we have industry insights and links to all of our podcasts and so much more at www.bonsai.film. And thank you for listening.